Nintendo just announced Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, a package for the Nintendo Switch, in their Nintendo Direct. Now, this is huge and also a bit controversial because people are angry. People are upset at this package. Now, I am incredibly excited that we are able to play this at all, that we are getting Mario Galaxy 2 on our Switches. Finally, back in 2020, 3D Allstars came out for 60 full bucks. They didn't really upgrade those visuals a ton. They just did the bare minimum for the 3 games, Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, and that was it. And then it was a limited edition game. Here we can see this is not a limited edition release. They did not announce that. It is going to be coming out on October 4th, and we will have these games permanently on the Switch too. But the big point of controversy here is because Mario Galaxy was included already in that 3D All-Stars package, people were wondering, why don't they just bring back 3D All-Stars again, but add Mario Galaxy 2 into the mix? And they did not do that. They just decided, you know what, the Mario Galaxy movie is coming out, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is coming out in April, so let's make these games on the Switch 2 to get people hyped and play these games and get used to them and know what the heck they are before you go and watch the movie. A great idea, in my opinion. It's good for both sides of marketing, for the movie itself and for the gaming side of things. People are going to go out of their way to get both, to watch both, to do both. Now, Mario Galaxy 1, we know, was already on the Switch 1 because of 3D All-Stars, and so people are just furious at this price point. Now, what is the price point? Well, it has been officially revealed after the Direct now. I can show you on the screen. This package is $70. $70 for both Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2. After Mario Galaxy was already playable on the Nintendo Switch with 3D All-Stars. But Nintendo's singular saving grace here that makes it not nearly as bad to me personally is that they are selling both of these packages separately. Mario Galaxy 2 and Mario Galaxy are both $40 on their own. Now let's start out with the good of this package. Number 1. We also found out right after the Nintendo Direct that these games will be getting Switch 2 upgrade patches that will put it up to 4K resolution. The press release here says Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2. Travel the cosmos with Mario in Super Mario Galaxy, then board Starship Mario in Mario Galaxy 2 with Yoshi as your companion. Both titles feature improved UI, the option to play with button and stick or motion controls, an in-game music player, new storybook content which Koizumi confirmed was for both games, which really baffles me. I don't know how Galaxy 2 is going to have that, but whatever, with new storybook content and enhanced resolution. Plus, a free upgrade will be available on Nintendo Switch 2 that adds 4K resolution support for both titles. While Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 will be available combined in the Super Mario Galaxy 1 plus 2 package, each title will be available digitally on Nintendo Switch eShop. Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2 launches on the Nintendo Switch October 2nd, just a month away. Now here's the thing, right? If you want Mario Galaxy 2, there is nothing better than this because they are re-releasing an old game. They're not remaking it, but they are re-releasing it and they're upgrading it, and it's going to be in 4K, and it's only $40. Now, if you look at the landscape right now, Nintendo games are $70 across the board, with some exceptions being $80 for Switch 2 editions with extra content, and then something like Mario Kart World, their biggest, grandest titles. This is not that, and they know that. They know it is not that. And this is a Mario game. This is a Mario game that people have been wanting for years. Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2 are some of the most coveted games ever. People love these games. They're so nostalgic for so many. They're beautiful. They are just some of the best things Nintendo have to offer. And yet, they're not really killing us here with the price point. This is reasonable, in my opinion. $40 is more than reasonable. Now let's talk for a quick second about the type of people this game could make mad. Number 1, the core Nintendo fans that were there in Nintendo Switch's era for 2020 and that 35th anniversary, the people who got 3D All-Stars, such as myself. Those people have a decent amount of justification for being upset because they got 3D All-Stars, they got 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy for $60. Those 3 games all for $60. Now we're being charged $70 for 2 games, and one of those games was already in that package back in 2020. I already own Mario Galaxy on my Wii. I already own Mario Galaxy on my 3D All-Stars package, and now if I want to get the full physical copy of this game, I'm going to have to shell out $70 to get Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 for my Nintendo Switch. That is justifiably upsetting to a lot of people. I mean, 3D All-Stars was only out for like half a year, from September of 2020 to March of 2021, and that game sold 9 million copies. 9 million people who have Switches and who likely now have Switch 2s bought 3D All-Stars and got their fill of all 3 of those amazing games, including Galaxy 1. Now those same 9 million people who bought that game, who played it on their Switch, are now expected, if they have Switch 2s and are interested in this game, and if they want the physical edition of this, they have to get the big package with $70 for both games. Now, here is where the devil's advocate in me wants to come out and say it's really not that bad, because to me personally, I'm not upset at this. I am not at all mad, because if I really want to do this, all I have to do is pay $40 for Galaxy 2, and then I get a free Switch 2 upgrade up to 4K. If I really truly only wanted Galaxy 2 to be playable on my Switch and I wanted to save money and didn't care about anything else, that would be the way to go. And it's pretty cheap, because if you consider it, they're giving us a good option here with both Galaxy 1 and 2 for $70. The individuals are $40, so you're essentially saving money by buying the actual package to get both games and saving $10 there. And $40 for these releases are pretty good. I'm telling you, they're just good. For 4K Mario games in 2025, $40 is a steal, considering just how much they have charged for remakes and remasters in the past. I mean, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD was sold for a full $60 last year, people, and all it did was go up to HD. This is going up to 4K and adding content, and it's only $40 a piece, $70 for 2 games. I don't know if they just decide to go all out with their remakes and making sure we get a good deal on anniversaries, but we tend to get good deals on Mario's anniversary. Here is where the problem comes in. This is where it gets a little bit frustrating for me. I am not upset at this. I'm not mad. Like, it could be a lot worse. But here is where I start to get frustrated personally. Mario Galaxy was on 3D All-Stars, and 3D All-Stars did get a Switch 2 update to make it run at 1080p solid in docked mode. Nothing changed with the graphics, but it did get an enhanced improvement on the Switch 2. Galaxy is now running up to 4K with this particular package, but it will not be running up to 4K in 3D All-Stars. So if I want the best version of Mario Galaxy, I'm going to have to buy it again. I'm going to have to buy it with this package to get the most out of this console and the most out of this game and its features, because it adds just enough content to make those people from 3D All-Stars want to buy Mario Galaxy. People could technically say, like I was trying to say earlier, oh, you know, if you had Galaxy 1 from 3D All-Stars, all you gotta do is pay $40 for Mario Galaxy 2, and then you're good. That's it. That's all you gotta do, and then you have all your Galaxy fix on your Switch. Well, that's not truly the case, because if you want that extra content, if you want that extra music player, the Rosalina storybook, if you want it up to 4K, if you want the full experience, you have to buy this particular package. And you know what? My hat's off to you. My Cappy hat is off to you, Nintendo, for making us buy this again, but yet it's pretty scummy, isn't it? It's pretty unfortunate that we had 3D All-Stars and they could have decided to re-release it again with 4K and even more updates for all those games and Galaxy 2, but they decided just to push Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2. Now, it does make sense alongside of the Mario Galaxy movie that they only wanted to highlight Galaxy, but in the grand scheme of the gaming sphere, it's pretty disappointing, isn't it? It's pretty disappointing that we had that package of 3 games in which we could have had a 4th game with an update and all of them up to 4K with new controls and everything, and they decide just to give us these 2 games with the upgrades that they get. And let me tell you, people are upset. People are mad at Nintendo. People were disappointed with this Direct. People are angry, and understandably so in some respect. I think this isn't as bad as it was back in the Switch 2 Direct. People were so angry then, Nintendo, and the Switch 2 price and Mario Kart World's price and just all of the pricing crap that went on. It's not nearly as bad as that, but people are upset, and I think it is pretty valid this time around. Most of the time, I am very upset at people who are upset at Nintendo because it's just like, come on, why are we complaining over this and that? But this is actually a justifiable complaint. They are giving us, once again, another game that they gave us 5 years ago in a new package with another game that they had not given us, but if they had given it to us like they should have, this wouldn't be that big of a deal. but they manufactured this to be a big deal because they decided to exclude Galaxy 2 back in 2020, and now we have to pay for it because of that. Why did they decide not to include Galaxy 2 back in 2020? Well, maybe they knew all along that they were going to make a Galaxy sequel and that this was going to come down the pipeline. I don't think that is why. I think they just decided that 4 games would have been too good and they didn't want to include that. They thought that 3 would have been good and 4 was just too much. So they decided not to give us Galaxy 2 in that package, and now here we are a bit later. Oh, the Galaxy movie is coming along. Let's give them Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 again. They've been clamoring for Galaxy 2 ever since 3D Allstars. Let's give it to them, and we'll charge them $70 for it. It is disappointing. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very, very disappointing in my opinion. But at least we have it. You know, at the end of the day, and maybe I'm just being a Nintendo shill here, because I love Nintendo. I'm gonna buy most of this stuff anyways. I have a channel covering it all. I'm gonna buy it. And maybe that makes me a shill, but I love Nintendo. I love Mario Galaxy, and I love Mario Galaxy 2. It is my favorite 3D Mario game. I just ranked all of the 3D Mario games, and this game was at the very, very top because Mario Galaxy 2 means so much to me. It is so special. It is everything Galaxy 1 had, except lacking in a little bit of story, but now maybe they are going to tell us how much this story means to them, because they're going to add the storybook section into Mario Galaxy 2 as well, which is so shocking to me, but they are. They're adding it in, and here we are. Mario Galaxy 2. Sure, there's a lot of controversy. Sure, there is a lot of upsetted people, because this is pretty bad, to be honest. It's not fun to know that they could have given us an update with even more games and have made it even better. But I don't know. Part of me feels like I just can't complain because I'm glad to get Mario Galaxy 2 at all. Some people wish and wish and wish their games would come and they just never get them. And here we are now with Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 on the Switch 2, on the Switch 1, and I couldn't be happier. Now, the last little bit of information here I want to talk about is the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 storybook and amiibo. They announced a storybook with all of the classic Rosalina stories back in a physical package. Koizumi was holding it right in front of the camera with his big ol' smile, knowing what he had done to Miyamoto back in the early 2000s. He snuck in that concept. He snuck in the storybook whole portion of Mario Galaxy. That's why Galaxy 2 didn't have nearly as good of a story, because Miyamoto was like, no, Koizumi, we're not doing this again. Don't you dare sneak that behind my back ever again, because Miyamoto hates story. He says he doesn't, and he makes games with kind of okay stories, but he hates story. He really does. Here we can see Koizumi smiling. Koizumi won, and I'm probably going to make a video all about that topic all on its own, but it's so cool to see this storybook back in action, having a physical edition for only $25, releasing November 25th. And man, oh man, could they have charged a lot more for this book. I was honestly really just bracing for impact, expecting to see something heinous like $50, $60 for a freaking storybook, but no, $25. That is so unbelievably reasonable, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that storybook. Lastly, the other thing that we need to talk about is the amiibo, and these amiibo, we have no idea how much they are going to cost, but what we do know is that they are going to be big. They show off here next to the original Rosalina figure, and then next to the Mario figure. They show the difference in size between these two, and to be honest, I am scared out of my mind for how much these are going to cost. I'm sure they're going to be like $40 a piece, and that, oh, that's scary. That is scary, because that Detective Pikachu figure was a lot bigger, and it was a little bit more expensive, and that was before all of this inflation crap, and man, I am not looking forward to the price of these amiibo, but I gotta get my hands on them because they are so freaking cool. And those amiibo will be launching in April of 2026. We will not be getting them for a while. April 2nd, 2026 is their release date, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it, and I'm sure if you are a huge amiibo or Nintendo fan, you're looking to get your hands on that too. Maybe the price will probably deter you from it though, because that thing is gonna be expensive. Well, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Let me know down in the comments section how you feel about the Mario Galaxy plus Mario Galaxy 2 package. Is it too expensive? How do you feel about it? It was just a crazy direct for Mario and for a lot of other IPs as well. Make sure you click that like button and that subscribe button to make sure you stay up to date with my content. Also, click that notification bell so it notifies you on the release, and make sure you press that hype button down below. You press the like button, and then the hype button on your mobile device will be able to allow my channel to be pushed out to more people because of that hype feature. So press that hype button too. make sure you click on the left side of your screen to see my rankings of every 3D Mario game, and click on the right side of your screen to watch my Nintendo Direct predictions. I got quite a few of them right. Thank you once more for making it to the end of the video. You are phenomenal. Have an amazing day. This has been Ray's Nintendo Talk. I have been Ray, and I will see you all in the next video.